Well, good evening, Truck and Tractor Pool fans. Another wonderful week of something. We've got a lot to go over tonight. I know Kendra has got some stuff to go over. A little bit of SNS and some. She went to a Orange, Virginia event with Dragon Motorsports, and goodness gracious, I've got some results from the horsepower and horse country, and I went to a nifty little pool in Centerville. I don't say little, but in Centerville, Maryland, at the 4-H park. Great little. I really had a ball there. It was nice, secluded, private, kind of, sort of, off the beaten path, and just really nice. You had a nice breeze blowing on you. I was under a shade tree filming, which I'll take that any day of the week on a hot, humid day. It was awesome. I had a ball there, and I hope we get to go back there sometime. But Kendra, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Like you said, went to Orange, Virginia this weekend. Been a long, long time since I've been to a Dragon Motorsports pool. It was nice to get down there and see some friends that I usually get to see at the Keystone Nationals, but unfortunately, everything that went down there, didn't get to see a lot of them. So it was nice to catch up with them.
Yep.
We had a real good time. Went down there with Jason Michael and Corey Forrester and Eddie Ocker, and
Oh boy,
we had a good time. Rain delay didn't mind us at all. So
the big show, the big show,
the big show, yes,
big
sir.
show, Corey Forrester. But before we get cranking here, I was just talking with Kendra before we got started. There is like a major league hurricane getting ready to hit the Gulf Coast of Louisiana and Texas. And I tell you, if anybody's watching, anybody got friends down there, we wish everybody the best. And I hope they heeded, the mandatory evacuation and loaded up the family and the animals and got out of town, man, because I'm telling you, they're really saying the storm surge is going to be huge down there. So, not to mention the fact that we're pushing 150-mile-an-hour winds here very soon. I think it's pretty strong Category 4. I mean, we're not going to play weather forecasters here, but we know it's coming this way this weekend in a much weaker version of it. And we do hope some of the events we go over tonight for this weekend get to go off without a hitch. So just prayers for everybody down there. We hope everybody gets through okay, and we're not going to speculate what kind of damage is going to happen. I think it's pretty imminent what's going to happen, but we wish them the best. And with that said, I guess we'll cut Kendra loose here. We'll let you go first and talk to us a little bit about Orange, Virginia.
Yep. So Orange, Virginia, we did have a rain delay, like I mentioned before. I think we were still pulling before daylight ended. They were able to scrape off the track. We were a little worried that it was going to be a little slimy. Everybody seemed to have a really good night. A lot of really good pulls. I was just looking. Looks like the longest distance was 340 feet. And actually, no, I lied to you. 360 feet.
Wow.
So
was that the big show?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was Chad Nesselrot in the Super Farm class or the Pro Farm class.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of track down there in that Virginia red dirt. So good night of pulling.
Have you? Well, you were just there in the rain. Not to change the subject, it's not far from Madison, and I remember we were at a pool several years ago when East Coast used to pull at Madison, Virginia, and it rained on a Saturday. I don't even think we even got to hook anything till that night was over with. I think we pulled Sunday morning, loaded up and went home after the pool, and I ended up tearing the carpet out of that particular motorhome I had back then and putting laminate flooring in because I could not get the mud out of the carpet. I tried. I did everything but a high-dollar steamer, and I said, you know what? It wasn't that big of a piece of rug. I just tore it out, and I couldn't get that orange mud is, when it stains, it's done. You throw it away. So
yeah. Anyway. We were very lucky with our parking spot. We kind of got there right at a time where they were starting to run out of parking, so we actually parked on stone. So we were pretty lucky with that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of mud on our feet from down at the track, but we were able to get them pretty much knocked off.
Yeah, that mud is wicked down there.
Yeah, it's something. That clay dirt, man, it's like you said, it's wicked.
Yes, it is.
So I do have the results here. I will tell you, JR, I had never seen those wheel standing, I forget what they call they basically look like monster trucks. And that
Yeah.
was a pretty neat show. Like I said, never seen them before, and I don't think I'd ever want to drive one. So,
I remember when Temple, uh, Dragon Motorsports Temple Risen
mhm.
ran them for the first time at his event in Miller's Tavern, and they're something else. I thought to
Yeah.
myself, "Wow, will they ever take off?" And they actually, yeah, people, kids especially, really like to
Oh
watch them.
yeah.
I think they're neat.
Mhm.
Their safety program has stepped up some with them. So uh,
Yeah.
when they first
Yeah, that was
started, it was
one
a
thing
little
I did
skeptical.
notice, that they didn't have helmets or fire suits on, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. No.
Um, but yeah, back to the event at Orange. That was probably the biggest crowd that I have seen yet this year. I bet you there was every bit of 6,000 people there.
Wow.
Even during the rain delay and an hour and a half after the pool was supposed to start, there was still a double line of vehicles coming into the place.
That's a great problem to have. That's
Yes.
actually not a problem. Running out of parking is
Yeah.
a great problem to have. That's great. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where they parked everybody, but
I'm
I tell
sure
you
that
what,
I'm sure that show's still put on by E.L. Harlow. I guess
yes.
that's what it's called.
Yes.
Okay.
He was still the man in charge.
Good job, E.L.
Yep. Yep. He packed that place out. I
Good.
could not believe the amount of people there.
Yep, that's great.
Um, the lighting wasn't the best. I tried to get a picture of the crowd just because there was no place to sit. I don't know where people found to sit, but everybody was like it was standing room only. It was a great thing to see. So
Okay.
we'll just start running down through some of these
Yep,
classes.
go
The
ahead.
first class of the night was the 12,000 altered farm. There was 5 people in the class. They don't really have much description on here, so I'll just say their names. Tommy Eppert was 340.47. Mark Lawson was 337.95. Bill Balderson was 327.68, followed by Wayne Balderson at 315.40, and then Anthony Hutchins was 305.13. The next class of the night was the 7800 Light Pro Stock, the class I was there with. First place was Jason Michael on the Unleashed at
Woohoo!
310.52. Yeah, it's always good when you can ride home with the winner. Makes it for a much more enjoyable night.
It's the stickers.
It
It's the
is. It was the
stickers.
stickers. Second place was the birthday boy, Smokey Smith. Fast forward 309.10 or 309.01. And unfortunately, Smokey was first puller and actually turned down the winning run.
Ooh.
So we'll have to keep reminding him of that a little bit there. We won't let him forget that. Third place went to Steve Flint with the head case at 306.29. Mark Smith on the Ford 9600 was 302.11. Cody Anderson on his IH 1066 had a beautiful pass at 300 feet, 0.25. Shane Scott on the New Holland TM130 was 294.11. Ted Ingram on the Acme Rocket at 293.46. Ben Flaherty on Smokin' Red was 289.28. Eddie Ocker on Sue Johnson's Iron Maiden was 289.03. Reagan Davidson on the Demo Deer, he was 287.57. That was actually one of the first times I got to see that. It was a one of the older style John Deeres. I don't think it was a 4430, but it was really long, stretched out with a red cage. It was kind of interesting looking. Yeah. And then Perrin Bean on All About That Alice was 11th at 285.81. And then Michael Thomas on Steel and Time 284.40. And then there was a guy from North Carolina came up, Zach Bissett, on a John Deere 4455 at 295.92. He was an exhibition pass.
That's a good class. Very good.
Yeah, it was a really good class. Everybody had really nice runs. Some people had a little trouble hooking up out of the hole. That was what caused a lot of people to go a little bit further down the lineup, I guess. But yeah, all in all, a really nice class. Everybody had really nice passes.
Good.
The next class of the night was the 6250 modified street class. There was 12 of them. Did get to watch a couple of them before we left, but with that rain delay and us being over 3 hours from home, we didn't really stick around much. Plus, I was hungry, and they say I get
Oh
cranky,
man,
so
oh man, give her a Snickers.
yeah. First place in the 6250 modified street class was Brad Broy on cash only at 304.73. Matt Fant on the big show was 304.63. So only 0.1 feet between them. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Donald Mongold on one shot was 301.91. Bucky Engel, all it says is Ford, 292.6. Robert Brown on the Bubba Rat, 291.14. Colin White on Locked and Loaded, 290.84. Craig Southard on Buck Wild at 289.03. Jason Griffith, 288.17. J.R. Rolfe on Neighborhood Menace was 254.40. Aaron Smith was 218.41. And then Andrew Surface on the Virginia Redneck only went 32 feet. Not sure what happened there, but wish him all the best.
Don't mind me waving my hand around from time to time. I got a pesky little gnat or something in here when I get a hold of it.
So when I hear a splat, I know what it was, huh? The 6400 Pro Stock class was next, with Gray Peary winning the class at 329.90. Bill Good in the Virginia Lightning Ford at 329.6. Tommy Henley on All Mixed Up was 326.83. Kathy Jewell in Tenacious was 326.68. Man, that was a tight class of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Young on Haymaker at 325.07. Tammy Hauser with the Dirty Hooker at 322.90. And Jerry Smith on Old Goat at 318.52.
Wow, Old Goat was last?
Yeah, 318.52. So
I
mean, he was 11 feet behind him, but still in the running there, I'd say.
Wow, I have to have a talk with Jerry. Wow.
Yeah, tell him to get his act together. The next class was the 8500 Hot Street. Again, we were in truck country, so there's a lot of truck classes here.
Oh, yeah.
John Looney took first place with his 07 Duramax at 336. Kevin Shackelford was 331.26. Brandon Smoot, 324.51. Richard Wilkerson at 322.05. Nathan Parker was 314.45. Andrew Miller was right behind him at 314.09. Travis Hudson at 308.76. Chris Julian was 307.45. Andrew Stanley was 281.63. 10th went to Mikey Payne at 226.91. And Eddie Poor was 196.41. And then the last class of the night was the 10,000 Super Pro Farm. E.L. Harlow, like you said, was the promoter. I guess he wanted his saving the best for last for him. First place went to Chad Nesselrod with a recap this at 360.81, which I bet he took every bit of track because that had to be every inch of it there.
I'm sure of that, yeah.
Billy Rice with the lights out was 347.32. Thurman Mumford on Mechanical Bull was 341.02. Bob Martin on his IH 1066 was 336. E.L. Harlow on the Harlow Harvester was 333. Kane Sowers on the 9600 Ford, that has to be, oh my goodness, what do they call that? Triple threat? What's Gary call his third tractor?
Which Blue Trifecta?
Blue Trifecta. See, I know it had something with triple or trifecta or something.
And it took an East Coast guy to tell her that. Keep that in mind.
I should be ashamed of myself.
I've seen that tractor a lot this year, so.
Yeah. So Dwayne, or actually it says Kane. I don't know if that's a typo or if it's a brother, or on the Blue Trifecta was 332.82. Okay. Bill Catlett with the Milk House Express was 325.92. Donnie Gokenauer on Double Trouble was 318.12. Derek Brinkley on the Backwoods Binder was at 305. Zach Bissett again did a exhibition hook. He was 288.27. And then Adam House on the Virginian was 235.12, rounding out the night.
Wow, 235. Something happened there.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
actually talking to him during the late pro stock class, and he said that he was working on it. So
Okay.
I'm going to assume that his experimenting didn't pan out for him the way he wanted. So
That happens.
yeah, and that's the double-edged sword of these no point seasons and not having as many pools as the guys are really spending a lot more time wrenching on the tractors, trying to experiment and try new things. So you'll have
Yeah,
that.
it's a good time to do it, really. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. If try to find out something different that might work for you, and you're not in a
yeah,
point season, it's time to. I mean, it's a long way to drive for nothing if they're paying something, but still, uh,
exactly.
you don't know till you try. So
Yep, you're
great.
exactly right.
That was a good pull. I heard a lot of old names from old buddies from Dragon Motors.
Hmm.
I got to get down there, man. I'm hoping I can make it. If Temple's still having his end of year thing at his place, I'm looking forward to coming down there for that. Going down there for that. So I hope to. If everything works
Yep.
out here, so that's the game plan. Yeah, I miss seeing those guys. Time to go down and
Hmm.
raise a little cane, if you will.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of cane raising down there.
Yeah, man, that's a good time. Well, I don't not like I used to. I can promise you that. But yeah, we
Yeah.
have a good time with those old boys. That's pretty good. But
Yep, it was definitely nice to get to catch up. Most of the guys that I got to talk to that night that I don't usually get to talk to was in that super pro farm class.
mhm.
The late pro stock class, man, they've really been traveling and coming to see us here up north. But the super pro farm class doesn't mesh in as well with the interstate and the Snyder County guys,
Yeah.
only because they can run double cuts down there.
Ah,
So they don't get to come play with us as much unless they do have their top cut tires still.
do
And I
they
don't believe many of them do.
do they run P pump down there as well? I wonder.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Well,
So I guess for them to come up here, it takes a lot of modification, and them guys just aren't.
jumping up a
They do it
class.
for the Keystone Nationals, but not necessarily throughout the season.
Yeah.
So
I guess they would almost with that P pump. They'd have to. I don't know. I don't know where they could. What class? They could run Snyder County, the Open, or something like that.
yeah,
Okay. That's great though. That
yeah.
was a nice pool. Thankfully, it didn't get rained out. So
Yeah, we were really thinking there for a while that it was going to get rained out.
And we're thinking.
Luckily, I had Corey told me I was allowed to go only if I brought a dessert along. So luckily, I had some peanut butter pie for us to snack on there during.
That is not fair. That
Hey,
is
I will
not
do
fair.
anything to get a ride to a pool. So
That is not fair, man. Corey, peanut butter is my favorite.
I'll have to remember that
Yeah.
for Keystone next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I usually try to bring some snacks along for us in the registration trailer, so I'll have to see if I can make some extras this year.
I don't get a chance to get out to that building much at Keystone. I don't. I'm usually down in a hole in my show office
Hmm.
and trackside. That's it. That's the only. I don't have time for nothing else usually. So. But,
Yeah, you should make it out. We're fun. That
if I can,
registration trailer, man, we get a lot of company out there.
if I can get some extra new help or something, I can get trained to. I mean, the phones can get busy at times there, but now that we do a lot of with the reserve seating, and my problem is walking away. If somebody's watching stuff, I got to pretty much turn right around and come back if somebody's walking in for a credit card order or something. So
Yeah.
I have to get right back. So I don't really have. I'm gonna try. I'll try to get out there.
Mhm.
Sometimes if I make it out there, I get through the big doorway and maybe get 10 or 20 foot inside the building. I got to turn around and go back. So I don't even get a chance to see the vendors, or it's crazy. But,
Yeah. But hey, we
that's the
go
way it
back
goes.
every year, don't we?
Well, I got my fingers crossed for 2021. So
Yep. Same here.
yeah.
Same here. So,
with the news.
do you want me to go ahead and go over Somerset County Fair results too, or do you want to go report on one of your
We'll
pools?
go ahead. We can go back and forth. I'll go ahead and we'll take a
Okay.
shot here at Centerville. It's the first time. This is really. I mean, they had a payout there. Nothing, no points or anything like that. It was really a fun pool, so to speak, and there was also some dirt drags, and which
Oh, okay.
also had a small payout, which I thought was really good. But I was surprised. The track was good. It was really good. I guess if I started my video, I got so busy with other stuff. There's actually a class on here for you to watch, the 10.5 Hot Farm. But anyway, yeah, it was a pretty good pool. First time I've been to the venue. The food was good. That's always important.
Food is always important at a pool.
Yeah, like I say, it was off the main path. Yeah, a couple 4 miles, maybe 3 or 4 miles, something like that. But just nestled back in a nice little area and lots of shade trees. It was very nice. Had a good crowd. Things ran pretty good, I thought, and the track surprised me when they were working the track. I'm like, it just had that topsoil look about it, which it kind of sort of is. But I tell you what, the guys that had they could hook. They could hook it. Good. I was really impressed. The drag racing was good, and they didn't really tear it up too bad when they drag raced on it. So because they were going back and forth between pulling and drag racing. So
yeah, but sometimes that can get dangerous.
Yeah, but they had a decent amount of. They shut them down. Had plenty of time to shut them down. Shut down area and stuff. We had antique and basically hooked twice. Was the idea for everybody to get 2 hooks. So they started off with a 3 tractor class of antiques, and really only 2 of them were legal to pull with one another. Lawrence Heyman had his Economod there, but being a Farmall sheet metal looking vehicle, that let him run exhibition, if you will, and with the first antique class, and he went 327.88, but he was exhibition. But John Mackey, and that would be the son John Mackey. He was actually at 236.90, and his cousin Eric Mackey was second at 220 and 96. And then they had a second hook later in the day, and John Mackey, the dad, they swapped tractors. He took the win at 195.75, and Eric Mackey, which would be John's nephew in this particular situation, was 180.80, and he was so excited. I guess he never really pulled a big Willie before when he pulled Eric did, and so now I've aptly named him Eric Willie Mackey. So if you see Eric Mackey and you want to pick one, just call him Willie. But he was tickled. So, but your video's coming soon, guys. I'm gonna probably mesh the antiques and the 13,000 farm stocks together and put it on YouTube here soon. Hopefully first next week, just as time allows. I got a lot of stuff to do around here. In fact, I just posted a video today. I think it was 6:30, 7 o'clock. I just got it posted before the show. So anyway, we had 2 classes of 13,000 farm stock. The first class, Johnny Claw, who's a local guy down there, actually does a lot of work there at the 4-H park, was first at 317.59, and there's some. If I get this right, the pump on Johnny Claw's tractor is actually one of the first pumps off the Junkyard Dog of J. Hard Meredith, way back in the day. Jamie was keeping me informed with some history there. Second was George Calloway, another local, at 292.66. I'm sorry, Johnny won at 317.59. I don't know if I announced that. Third was John Mackey, and that would be the father, at 280.49. And fourth, take a guess who was fourth? Clayton Sweeney was driving Howard Meredith's Blackstripe 1066. He was 276.58.
I've got a bone to pick with him because he should have been down there at Orange.
Well, he actually hauled Stephen Hall's tractor over there. They were, I guess, working on it or something, and to put some runs on it. He actually ran he hooked twice, but we're getting to the hot farm tractors here in a minute. But or pro farm, I mean. I'll get it right sooner or later. But anyway, the second class of the 13,000 farm stock, Johnny Clow also took the win there at 289.28. Second was Clayton Sweeney. Seat time, seat time.
Hey, I see where he is.
Yeah, he was second at 258.34. Third was John Mackey, the son, at 252.79, and fourth was George Calloway at 251.57. And then we actually had some local street semis. show. I mean, 7 of them actually show up, and they had 2 hooks. First hook there. Guess who doesn't have them in the finishing order? That would be me.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm glad I'm quick at this. I'm used to doing it from doing editing all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. First was Jesse Austin at 311 and 5. Second was Randy Johnson with the Mac at 283.26. Third, Gary Williamson, 273.10. Fourth was Brandon McCormick at 267.08. Wow. I just realized chat just lit up here. Okay.
Yeah.
Fifth was Jimmy Hall at 264.03. And sixth, Joe McIntyre at 262.43. And Aaron Dennis was seventh at 197.21. Then he had a second hook for them. I'll figure that out for you real quick.
Okay.
See, I'm always ready to go.
Hey, I'm just enjoying watching the video down there.
There you go. That keeps everybody entertained while I'm sitting here like a dummy and doing what I should have had ready to go, and I ain't. Okay.
There was a lot to get ready for tonight. So
I will say there was a purple truck there that almost pulled in a semi class, and his name's Kurt Collins, but he didn't. He drag raced it, but he didn't pull it. As Kurt didn't have a very good night. We'll go into that here shortly. But the second hook, Aaron Dennis took the win at 268.17 in semis. Second was Brandon McCormick at 255.24. Third, Randy Johnson at 253.92. Fourth, Joe McIntyre, 251.52. Fifth, Gary Williamson at 250.02. Jimmy Hall was sixth, 226.93. And Jesse Austin was seventh at 197.96. Then we get into the hot farms. And poor Kurt. Kurt bounced on the first run, lost weights. You know.
Oh, man.
We always wish him the best. His second run in the second class, much better. Of course, tractor stalled out at the end, and when they got it refired, I think it spun a bearing. So it was hammering pretty good. So
well, that's probably a good thing he didn't pull his truck.
Yeah. So we wish him the best. We hope. I'm sure Kurt's probably had enough for 1 year.
Yeah.
I know he's had some issues. So. We wish you the best, Kurt. I'll probably be calling you soon. Not to pick on you, just make sure you're doing all right. So, but anyway, the first class of hot farms, man, I'm telling you, Bull's Binder. That tractor is running very good. That was
a solid pass. It was just on there not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we had that on the Krause sled rental, hook of the week.
Okay.
And Doug Heyman was at the wheel and took the win at 349.04. Second, Paul Richardson, went to the Cummins power plant this year in his Alzheimer's, and man, he is making some big strides. He was second at 321.11. Third was Howard Meredith, got the Junkyard Dog back together. Him and Jamie was out and got third at 304.23. Fourth was Stephen Hall with, of course, that's 179.29. He had some issues. And of course, Kurt, we had a measurement of 179.07, but with a loss of weights, was a DQ. So, but the second hook, Doug Heyman took the win again at 306.54 with Bull's Binder. Second was Howard Meredith with the Junkyard Dog at 285.56. Third, Kurt Collins at 275.45. And fourth was Stephen Hall at 267.13. Paul Richardson left and went home. He said one hook was good for him. He was happy with it, and he just decided to load and go home. So, and Howard Meredith did have the Light Pro there as well. He made a test run before the second hot farm class and laid down a nice run of 3:11 and 19. So, really, we had some trucks. I'm just going to call them exhibition runs because they were really by themselves, I guess, if you will. And Eric McMichael he was the only stock diesel 4x4 that pulled and drag raced, but he was the only one that actually came to pull as well, and he went 255. We just basically, I'm going to put them on the video as exhibition runs. Modified diesel, the Kinnaman brothers, Nick and Dylan were there. The first run with the truck was 3:19.14, and then the second run later in the evening was 3:05 and 17. And then Brian Hurley hooked early. Would be, I would just call it a modified gas truck. at 289.04, and then Freddie Loggins made the second run with the truck at 302 foot even. I don't have the drag racing results in front of me, but it was a pretty good deal. They weren't big classes, drag racing, but ran good. I was pretty impressed. Good. It was really cool to watch. It was like you was up here at my home track here, Cecil County Dragway, not too far from here. You know, when someone come up and they're purging nitrous and stuff. Some of the modified gas trucks were purging nitrous. I thought, man, this is going to be pretty cool. And they all run pretty good. Diesel trucks run good, and the semis. And Kirk Collins was runner-up in street semi drag racing. So I was
good deal.
That was some good news for Kirk.
For the tractor issues.
Yeah, the tractor didn't bounce. It went pretty straight. The second time, it was just, you know, unfortunately, we're pretty sure it was a spun bearing. So
yeah,
nothing but the best for him. And I hope Jamie or whoever's watching, 4-H guys, fantastic job. I love that place, and I will gladly come back. I would love to see. I would love to see a points hook there. I'd say they because you can pit in the backfield and get towed in there, and I don't know about how much of a big crowd they could get in there. They had a good crowd there, but I like to see a points pool there sometime, be it interstate, something small with the East Coast with the Late Pro and a couple other cheaper classes. But interstate, I mean, it's something to keep in mind. It's a nice little place. So
now, for all of us heading from the north, how is it comparable to like where Easton is, or how would we go about getting there? Would we have to go across the bridge, or
if you're coming from your area, yes, you'll come down across the bridge and stay on 50, and before you get to 213, let's see, I won't tell you wrong here. You want to get on 301. I guess, and stay 301 north, and you would get off. I forget. It's right before the bridge for 213. Okay, which would be past. You actually come past the first 213. You wouldn't know because you come across the bridge, and then you would. I think it's Pearly. You would make a left on Pearly Road and take that back to the T intersection, which is Route 18. You would make a left, and it's a couple miles down on the right. It's the Queen Anne's County 4-H Park is what it is. And coming from the north on my side, it's just like going to Easton. 213 to 301, 301 south, cross under 213, make the next right. That's Pearly Road, and take that back to 18 and make a left. So it's real easy to get to, and it's just a neat little spot. I kind of hope we get to go back there again sometime. So
yeah,
we'll see. So I'll let you go ahead and cut your next event loose.
I just realized I made the truck video from Laurelton. I'm standing there, I'm like, that's about where me and Brandy were standing. Yep, there I am.
Yeah.
All right, so the next event that I have here is the
Somerset
County.
I see a pickle. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he was last that night. I was actually talking. There he comes. Yeah. I was talking to him last night or sometime about how he blew the head gasket down there, and he's just like, just not my year. And I said, well, you won on my birthday. That was awful nice of you. And he's like, yeah, you need to start having more birthdays. And I'm like, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But if only it was that easy to get a win. So back to Somerset County, Myersdale, Pennsylvania. I could only find tractor results. Not sure if they didn't post the 2 truck classes just because they weren't points pools or what was going on there, but we'll go over what we have here. The first class we'll go over is the Hubner Seeds Hot Farm tractors. There was 9 of them in the class. Can't say I really recognize any of these guys. They must all be Western PA pullers. First place went to Aaron Smith with the Troublemaker at 3:53.07. Second was Dave Walter with Red Power at 3:38.28. Carl Way with Big Daddy was 3:34.08. Jesse Lilly with Leadfoot Unleashed was 3:26.23. And then Ron Bowser, who looks like he was the only John Deere in the class with Always Deer Season, was 3:25.85. And then Randy Wargo with an IH 1066 was at 314. Jimmy Reinsel with Holy Terror at 312.35. And then John Lilly was with Leadfoot Senior was 305.53. And then finally Keith Lemasters with Hell's Fire was disqualified. I'm not really sure what happened there. Hopefully nothing too bad, like Kirk Collins losing the weights or anything like that. The next class that we'll go over was the Limited Pro Stock Super Farm tractors with 25 in the class.
Wow.
Crazy amount of tractors.
Awesome.
Looks like they had Super Farms, Limited Pros, Mod Turbos, Light Pro, or no, I'm sorry, not Light Pros. They had a little bit of everything there, and it was a pretty good mix. Looking here at the rundown for between Super Pros and Limited Pros. Greg Faringer with the Smokin' John Deere took the win at 320.68. And then second was Steve Beckley with Up in Smoke. Man is still on a mission at 310.59. Jimmy Williams took third place with the Cadillac Red at 309.31. What's that?
Davey B said the class that never ended.
Oh, I'm guessing he was there.
Yes, he did. He actually said he ended. I don't mean to interrupt your results.
Oh, no, you're fine.
He said that he did actually. He sent me an email. Said he ended up there at the event.
Good deal.
So, yeah. Yep.
Our guys enjoyed themselves. That was out there, so I didn't hear anything bad from any of them. So, good. Jason said he missed the setup a little bit. He was a little irritated with that, but
yeah, I saw he was way down on the list, and I thought something was obviously, you expect a lot better, but I knew something would.
Yeah, he just put a new set of tires on, so that's always kind of a learning curve.
Yep.
When it comes to that. Even, I consider Jason one of the best drivers out there. And when you switch things around, you just sometimes don't know what it's going to do, and I'm sure he'll get it figured out here soon.
I always get entertained when he's driving, indoors, outdoors. I won't say nobody, but he can feather the throttle, just drive a tractor. And Troy Nels is another one in 4-wheel drives, and he did that at Laurelton Friday night. You could hear him. He was just working the throttle the whole way to the until he let out of it up towards the end. But I'm just kidding, Troy. But Troy I think he might have had that pool one, but I won't take anything away from Dan Savage. Dan had a great run and got the win. But anyway.
Yep. Fourth place was Caitlin McDonald, and I believe she and her running mate there were up from North Carolina. So they made quite the trip. She was fourth place with her Red Mule at 309.19. So that always makes it worthwhile when you have a top 5 finish. Fifth place was Forrest Kemp with the Ford 9000, the Nightmare, at 307.03.
Good for him.
Sixth place. Yeah, that's really, really happy to see him do well.
That's great.
I didn't really know him too well till we went to Louisville, the farm show. Really got a chance to sit down and talk to him and his wife, and they are just super nice people. Yep. Like I said, he was fifth place. Sixth place went to Nathan Graham on the New Holland Billet Blue. Seventh place was Larry Faringer on Still Smokin' at 299.61. Eighth place was Lee Butts with the IH 1066 Press On at 297. Ninth place went to Mark Miller on the Mighty Mouse at 295.98. Good to see him back in the seat. I had texted him back whenever we had our first outdoor pool, so probably back in June, and he actually had shoulder surgery this summer. He said if he wasn't going to be pulling, he might as well, because of course it was his right shoulder, so that's your throttle arm.
I got 2 of them that need done. I feel for him.
Yeah. So he said if I can't pull, might as well be laid up in the house for a couple weeks. So glad to see he's back on the seat. 10th place went to Yankee on Dr. LZ at 295.22. 11th place was Tim Puglisi on Dear Friend at 294. 12th place was Travis Christ on Just for Fun at 293.23. 13th was Nathan Graham on his other tractor, the Blue Reaper, at 291.88. 14th was Tyler Wolliver on the Just In Case at 288.55. 15th was Tommy Williams on Firestorm at 286. 16th was Don Hebenthal, I believe it is. Sorry if I butchered that. On Mechanically Inclined at 282. Jimmy Williams on Green Max was 17th. 18th was Phil Kelly on the Red Blooded Binder. 19th was Guy Gokenauer making the trip out west on Stress Test, 276.06. 20th was Dan Park on Saturday Night Hooker. 21st was Jason Forrester on the Papa Smurf. 22nd was Daniel McDonald on Bad Boy. 23rd was Tom Mingus on Rapid Transit. 24th was Courtney Thompson on Juiced. And Yankee unfortunately broke on the line on Double OZ. I believe something with an oil line came off, or I can't remember exactly what he said. That's been a lot of days ago, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do know nothing major was wrong with the tractor, so he didn't throw a rod or anything.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't going to say it. I just was not going to say it. You guys got to take it easy on poor Vern. My goodness.
I know. He's going to stop letting us have fun.
I'm sure he
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
you know what impressed me most about all that talking you did? The one thing that impressed me the most, you got Tim Puglisi's name right. I was impressed.
I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good.
I've heard announcers really butcher that name.
Oh my goodness.
Don't mind Tanner's head in the video.
It's kind of like Scott Kiskadden.
I've heard Kiskadon. I've heard all kinds of.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, there is. I forget. Yeah, Kiskaden.
Yep.
There was one poll we were at that I don't even know how the announcer came up with the name. Like, it was so far, such a huge stretch, but I'm like, goodness gracious. And Jason Weichel, man, everybody gets his name wrong. I'm like, I'm glad I've got a pretty normal name.
Somebody else that always gets their Jeff's name, Michelachi, whatever. Yeah, that gets butchered a lot too. That's common.
Yeah, and the spelling of that one always gets.
Yeah.
Not many people can spell his last name. But
yeah, that's comical.
Yeah.
I mean, not to pick on the announcers, but you know.
Well, and some of them announcers see him once or twice a year,
right.
so you can understand it.
Yeah.
But yep, that's all the results that I have.
Okay. Well, I have horsepower and horse country. I can tell you, it'll take forever to read off every class here, so I'm probably just going to do maybe the top 5.
Okay.
We're already at almost 45 minutes into the show, and we still got events to go over that's upcoming.
Yep.
So, and I got 2 days of pulling from Shelbyville, Kentucky. So, first and foremost, one heck of a lineup of diesel trucks. Amazing. I mean, it's not a shy diesel yet, but I'm telling you what, their numbers, they ain't far off. That show's
and they
really
did a great job at advertising.
Yes,
you didn't get on Facebook without seeing 2 or 3 pushes for it.
That's correct.
So that's always a huge help for them as well.
Yep. And I'm sure the crowd was huge as well. I mean, people were itching to get out and play. So, but I don't know what the class orders were, but I'm just going to go with how I have them printed out here. So, on the 21st of August, I'm assuming that would be a Friday. We'll start with the Pro Stock diesel trucks. And I'll start there because one of East Coast's very own took the big win, John Mans with Crazy X. And
huge shout out to him.
Yeah, he went 336.52, and he got an award. I forget what he called it.
It was the Dan something.
But it was the furthest distance pulled that weekend. So,
which I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was a pretty cool award.
That's kind of an idea to keep in mind for future events. Like with East Coast or Interstate or anything, just pick up one and say, hey, this guy went the furthest, maybe give him a cash prize or a video or
it was the Dan Painter Award.
Dan Painter Award, okay. But anyway, congratulations, John. That was great to, go out from the east and represent us well, man. All of them did. All of them had it. Carl Butler was second with Ranch Hand at 3:31.76. He wasn't that far off. Third was Stondy Hargat. There's a name I'm sure I just butchered really bad. I apologize. With the War Machine Dodge at 3:23.77. Fourth was the Crosswire Dodge of Keith Witt at 3:23.43. Fifth, Thicker in Blood of Josh Stahl at 3:22.70. In Chapter 11, Norman Newswanger was actually sixth at 3:21.90. And I'll do the top 10, I guess. I'll try to keep going here. Brady Ingram with the Scheid Diesel Dodge was at 3:21.87 at 7th. 8th was Brent Mayer with the Lincoln Diesel Specialties. I'm assuming that's what the spec period stands for. And that would be a Chevy at 3:20.37. 9th was Matt Penn with the Penn Farms Dodge at 3:19.06. And 10th was the Rumor of Cole Faber at 3:18.54. And I'll throw in 11th place Andrew Grove right here from the good old West with his Bad Timing Dodge at 3:16.23. Chris Mass, I might as well keep going. All of our East Coast guys are here.
Hey, get all of our East Coast guys
make sure they're represented. 12th was Chris Mass with the Wound Tight Dodge at 3:14.67. 13th was everybody's friend Nathan Vey with Jumpin' Jack Flash at 3:12.43. Ivan Harvell at 291.54. And 15th, it was actually 15th, so we just did the whole class, was the Funkin' Groovin' truck of Ryan Funk at 265.78. Love the name of that truck. That's pretty cool. But that was the 15 truck class there. Light Pro Stock Tractors. There was 13 the first night, and Mike Palmer with the Red Avenger, good running international, took the win at 3:14.07. Evan Smoot was second at 3:06.90. The All-In John Deere was third at Charlie Kostler at 3:03.57. Fourth was Jim Meadows with the 2 Relentless International at 296.88. And fifth was the old Black Tornado John Deere. I used to see that all the time. It's in Clint's Indoor Pools. Actually, he's even been to Keystone a time or two, at least once.
Yeah, he still goes out to Gordyville every year.
Yeah, and that's Kyle Holland. He was at 295.78. Sixth was the Green Blood of Andrew Stryker, 292.08. The Bare Necessities of Mark Wiederhold was seventh at 287.69. Kevin Nutt was eighth with Rolling Thunder at 287.61. Matt Meadows was ninth with Relentless at 283.99, and 10th was Mike Palmer with the Red Avenger Classic at 282.23. Busted Budget was 11th of Matt Holland at 281.26. 12th was the Cubic Dollars of Jim Teitge. Another name is tongue twister. 273.53. And unfortunately, the Canadian Miss was 13th. Michael Stewart broke. Evidently didn't get the hook. So nice lineup of tractors there. So.
Yeah.
Now the next one you only get in the top 10 because we got 29 trucks. 29
Shoo.
In the limited Pro Stock Diesel 4x4. So, and Kenny Smith of Kenny's Pulling Parts took the win at 3:26.53. Dan Valance from Texas with the farm truck was 3:26.06 in second. Adam Kincaid was third with the Hill Brothers Dodge at 3:25.94. Fourth was Tim Tuttle with the Common Sense Dodge at 3:25.86. C.W. Cartwell with the Most Hated Dodge, nice name, Most Hated, 3:24.36. Corinne Baker with the Girls Night Out Chevy. It's in Western Pennsylvania, I believe. Yeah. 3:22.80. Secondhand Smoke of Austin White at 3:22.20 in seventh. Eighth was the Great Goose of Justin Tipton at 3:22.05. Ninth, the Coming At You Dodge of Ben Braunnecker at 3:21.64. 10th was Jordan Kinderman with the Come and Get It Dodge at 3:20.97. And I'll go one more. All right, I'll do our Eastern guys here. 11th was Jay Hill with Widowmaker, 3:20.94, and 13th was Clint Mills against all odds at 319.48. So, man, that's quite a lineup of trucks. Make sure I got all of our East Coast guys taken care of there. Yep. So,
and it's awesome to see so many Pennsylvania local Eastern guys doing so well when they get out there out west.
And then, yes, yeah, we've got that. Just proves we got some of the best. I won't say the best, but some of the best diesel trucks in the country right here in the East. So.
Yep, when you can be competitive wherever you go, that's saying something. You don't always have to win, but just to be up there with everybody else.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the first time on the track and everything like that. So.
You bet. We had a class of super stock diesel trucks, and I tell you what, they're a ball to watch. We had I'll just give you the whole rundown. There was 10 of them. The Shy Diesel Dodge of Kent Crowder was first at 320.44. Second, the Angry Farmer Products of Todd Dugan was 311.68. Third was Against the Grain, Cody Hastings at 308.03. Fourth, the Caretaker Dodge Chase Eller, 305.33. Fifth, the Rock Hard Ram Van Hazley at 305.08. Sixth was Jim Greenway with Luther. That's a catchy name, too. Luther Dodge at 303.18. Grinnin' Barrett, John Bear, was seventh at 291.51 with his Chevy. Angry Shine was eighth. The Chevy of Todd Dugan at 254.90. Terry Biggs was ninth with Deadpool at 243.75. And 10th was Cream of the Crop, Justin Gerhardt at 216 and 18. And I don't know how long that ran, but that was quite a show. A lot of numbers in each class. Like I say, especially the limited pro stock. And the second night was even bigger. So, once again, we'll start off the next August 22nd show. We'll start with the pro stock diesel trucks. And first was Thicker in Blood, Josh Stahl at 307.86. Second was Brent Meyer with the Lincoln Diesel Special or Specialties or whatever it could be. Chevy hit 307.67. Third was Carl Butler with the Ranch Hand Dodge at 305.49. Fourth was the Penn Farms Dodge of Matt Penn at 304.84. Fifth, Crosswired, Keith Witt at 303.46. Sixth was the War Machine, Stonedy Hargett. I'm going to just go with that, okay? 303.37. I hope I got it right. Seventh was John Mans with Crazy X at 301.62. Brady Ingram was eighth with the Shy Diesel Dodge at 299.50. Ninth was Mayhem of Ivan Harvell at 294.78. 10th was Andrew Groves, Bad Timing Dodge at 294.26. 11th was Chris Mast with Wound Tight at 289.77. 12th, Nathan Bay, Jumpin' Jack Flash at 288.50. 13th, the Funkin' Groovin' Chevy of Tom Funk at 265.60. 14th was the Mighty Pickle. Norman Newswanger, Chapter 11 of Norman Newswanger at 256.05. And Cole Faber was listed as 15th with the rumor. He did not hook, so I assume he was broke. So. 3 more to go. Big news from our light pro stock tractor class this particular day.
Yes, I was wondering if you had seen that.
Rolling Thunder took the win.
Yep.
They have it listed as Billy Leverance driving it. And the Leverance I know used to run 2-wheel drive out of New York. But I know the Rolling Thunder is Kevin Nutt driver at 320.03. Anyway, the Rolling Thunder tractor took the win. I haven't talked to Kevin. I don't know if you have. I'm assuming he was driving. It was just a typo. But,
yeah, I'm assuming it was just a typo. The picture I seen, I thought it looked like Kevin Nutt, but
okay.
What do I know? No, I did not talk to Kevin. I don't know that for sure.
Okay.
I seen that they shared it and everything like that. I do not know the answer to that.
Kevin Nutt took the win with Rolling Thunder 320.03. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Second was the Bare Necessities John Deere Mark Waderhold at 310.94. Third, Cubic Dollars. That's a neat name for a tractor. There's that name, Jim Tyke at 305.56. Fourth, the Black Tornado of Kyle Holland, 288.75. And fifth was Matt Holland with Busted Budget at 286.70. Sixth was Matt Meadows with Relentless at 245.21. Seventh was All In of Matt Gosler with 143.35. And Two Relentless was eighth with a hook broke. So more breakage.
Now I saw something kind of neat that I seen with those late pro guys out there. Mike Palmer, I'm friends with him through pulling at Gordyville and Louisville and stuff like that. He's actually the other Vern Serby. 2 years in a row they confused Vern's tractors with Mike Palmer. So that's been kind of our running joke here a little bit.
I gotcha.
They actually, a bunch of those Ohio guys left the pool on Friday night, and one of their friends, it's actually the same guy who got engaged to Gordyville, got married that weekend.
Oh, okay.
And I think there was like 4 or 5 light pros there that they all lined up their tractors as kind of the backdrop for the wedding, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Okay, good deal.
Yeah, so that's why the light pro numbers went down on Saturday was somebody decided to get married on a Saturday in the middle of pulling season. I don't know who does that, but
it ain't gonna happen here.
No.
Sorry, hon.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we got the limited pro stock diesel trucks, 31. So you'll get the top 10 here, and I'll look through and pick out our Eastern guys. And I apologize. Everybody likes to hear their name read, but I mean, they're online, so you can read them. But I'm going to give you the top 10 here. The Hill Brothers Dodge, Adam Kincaid took the win, 317.83. Second, the most hated Dodge of CW. I don't know. I can't even read. Cottrell. I'm sorry. It's CW Cottrell. 316.84. Shoot me. Third was the record Dodge of Adam Hallion at 315.97. Fourth was Austin White with Secondhand Smoke at 315.40. Jay Hill was fifth with the Widowmaker Dodge. That's an Eastern boy at 314.19. Sixth was Kenny Smith with Kenny Pulling Parts. 313.24. Seventh was the Night Howler. I like the name of that. Matt Laux at 313.05. I could picture Night Howler with a picture of Sasquatch on the side of the truck or something. See? The gray area Chevy of Evan Davis at 311.50 was eighth. Ninth was the Patriot Dodge of Greg Young, 309.51. And 10th was Clint Mills with the Against All Odds Dodge at 309.17. And I think Dominic Gambino was 17th. He's a New York truck. Usually comes and pulls, with the Smoke and Speed series. Josh Gardner, he's some out here as well. 301 even. Man, what a class of trucks! Wow. Corinne Baker was 27th. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. But then we had the super stock diesel trucks. That's almost an hour already. Kendra, my goodness. We ain't even went over this weekend yet.
No.
Wow. Excuse me. First was Cream of the Crop, Justin Gearhart at 311.37. Second was the Caretaker of Chase Eller at 305.92. Third was Cody Hastings Against the Grain at 305.26. Fourth was Grinnin' Barrett, Jacob Barrett, 302.79. Fifth, the Rock Hard Ram of Van Hazley at 296.55. Sixth was Luther, Jim Greenway at 288.86. Seventh, Terry Biggs with Deadpool, 144.61. Eighth, Todd Dugan with Angry Shine, 83.32. We had some trouble trucks here. Ninth, also Todd Dugan again. Wow, 63.16 with the Angry Farmer products. And Kent Crowder with the Scheid Diesel Dodge did not hook. So, what a big pool. Tremendous amount of trucks. And it's only going to be bigger this weekend coming up. I got a little rundown for the Scheid Diesel Extravaganza coming up this weekend. So, I'll take a break and let you say something.
All right. We'll start obviously where I would consider home at the interstate schedule. Um, it's not this coming weekend, but the next. We're going to be at the Juniata County Fair, Port Royal, Pennsylvania, there at the Speedway.
I would love to be.
Yeah. Going to be a good show. We've actually added a couple classes. The first class we'll have is the 8500 mod turbo, the 7800 mods, the 10,000 pro farm, the 4500 small block trucks, the 7700 light limiteds, and an 8000 street diesel class, as well as some semis. They'll more than likely just be street semis. We might have some hot streets there. We'll play that all by ear. Purse is to be determined at the pool. Again, it's all going to depend on the crowd. They're not really sure what kind of crowd they're going to get in. Usually they don't have an issue there. I think the pool that we were there with the East Coast kind of scared them a little bit, wondering how the community is going to react. And of course, we as poolers never want to put a community fair at risk of losing a lot of money that night. That next Saturday, and that is, I'm sorry, Sunday, September the 6th. That Saturday, we'll be back down at Mont Alto, again, doing the same thing like we did before. Just any interstate class is welcome to come. Purse will be determined at the pool, again, depending on the crowd coming in the door. It is a fundraiser for the fire hall, so if you're local, come on out. Going to be a good night. I know the one we had back in August was a lot of fun. Then we skip down to the next Saturday, September the 19th at Easton, Maryland at the Tuckahoe Steam and Engine Grounds. Going to have the 10,000 Pro Farm, the 8500 Mod Turbo, 7700 Light Limiteds, and 7800 Modifieds. And then they also run some local gas and diesel truck classes. Then we're going to go right up into the Beaver Springs, the Beaver Fair. Going to be a normal pool, normal interstate purses, cute little fair up there. Tuesday night, they're going to have the small block minis and the big block minis, as well as some other local classes. And then Friday night, the 25th, is going to be their big show. Going to have a mix of interstate classes and Snyder counties. The interstate classes there will be the 7800 mods and the 7700 light limiteds, as well as the small block trucks. The Snyder County classes they will have is going to be an 8500 open, a 10.5 hot stock, which is also their 10,000 pro farm. Those guys can all run together. And then finally the 8500 light pro 9300 super farm. Going to be a good night of pulling. Yeah. My advice to the pullers, get there early. Parking is a premium there. Hopefully they have something worked out that they can figure out a place to put everybody.
Is that during the week? The Beaver Springs event? That's a Friday night. Okay. And what's the date again? I'm sorry.
September 25th.
Okay.
That's another one kind of like Laurelton. It's really, really cheap to get in, $4 to get in, and that gets you through the whole show.
Yeah. I know where it's at. I've been by there several times, just never been there for a pull. And I remember Bill Grove telling me some stories pulling there back in the day. And by the way, he probably doesn't want me to say anything, but I want everybody with East Coast and anybody that knows the Groves to keep Melody Grove in your prayers. She fell yesterday and broke her hip, so she went through a surgery yesterday. Came out of it, as far as I know, good. Just keep Melody in your prayers. She's a tough cookie. Been up and down a lot of miles up and down the highway going to pools with her and Bill, and she stands her ground. Believe me. She's actually. Let me tell you, if you want to know any old information from the buck, any information from the old 5,000 pound modified days. She's the gal to talk to because she is a wealth of knowledge. We ought to get her. We get her on here. All we can do is sit back and just let her do all the talking.
She's an encyclopedia, huh?
She is a pulling encyclopedia when it comes to anything really modified. She, back in the, even today, she keeps up with it pretty decent. But since they've kind of, stepped aside and they don't really go anymore to the events too much. They go to the Buck, but this year with no Buck. But anyway, I hope Bill don't get upset that I said anything about it, and he probably won't. But just she's going to mend. It's going to take time. But she did fall and she fell and broke her hip yesterday. So thankfully she had her pocketbook on her side and her cell phone in there. So she was able to call right away to get Bill home from the shop and get an ambulance there. So we wish her the best. Just keep her in your prayers.
Yeah. So. And then we'll finish up the interstate schedule here with our last pull of the year is going to be October the 3rd in Harrisonburg, Virginia. The reason we didn't go over them with results was because they got rained out, unfortunately. We just had a rain delay a couple miles south in Orange. Harrisonburg, unfortunately, just got hit a lot harder with a bigger rain cell there.
That place, I know south of them, Stanton, however you want to pronounce it down. Stanton, yeah. Okay, Stanton. It's spelled Staunton, but okay.
Yeah. I know, talk like a Virginian.
Some people down around there got over 7 inches of rain. So, and then got more the next day.
When we were watching the radar, man, it was fierce.
And they got more the next day. I'm thinking like right around 4 more inches or something like that. I think I read, but crazy, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
So the classes that will be there on October 3rd is the 8500 Mod Turbo, the 10,000 Pro Farm, 7700 Light Limiteds, 11,000 Hot Farm, 6200 Modified 4x4s, the Pro Stock Semis, 8,000 Street Legal Trucks, 12,000 Farm Stock, 15,000 Farm Stock, Unlimited Tractors, and a 6200 National 4x4s.
2 tracks, right?
2 tracks, double tracks. It's always a real fun night. Always have real good tracks there. The guys put that track together.
Yeah, the bull pool. Yeah, the bull pool. I used to actually go to that pool and quit going, but this year I might go. So.
Yep. So unfortunately, Interstate's down to, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 events, but 2 of them are county fairs. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Well, you're 4 more than we have. We lost, what I say, 3 or 4 last week. I announced.
Yeah.
Kempton was canceled. Greensboro, Maryland was canceled. Something else was canceled too. I can't remember what it was offhand. But,
yeah, I forget what you said. But yeah, last week was not a good week for...
No, not East Coast really took a hit.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go over and give Dragon some love, Dragon Motorsports. They have, it looks like, 1, 2...
Don't give Temple too much love.
Yeah, just a little bit. They actually still have a pretty full schedule. I guess everybody in Virginia just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
We won't go down through all the classes. If you want, you can go to their website, dragonpools.com, and look at their full schedule. They have 2 pools coming up next weekend, September the 5th. It's going to be Craigsville and Miller's Tavern. And then on September 12th, the following Saturday, they have 2 events again. At Amelia, Virginia, and Buchanan. And then September 19th, they have 2 events again. Man, I tell you what, we can't get 1 event in the weekend, and they have 2 on the same day.
That's great. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. September 19th is going to be 1 in Victoria, Virginia, and another in Berryville. September 25th and 26th is the Big Southern Showdown there at Temple's Place. And... then all the way down on October the 10th, they have Victoria, Virginia again. So Temple still got a lot of pulling to do. If you guys are in Virginia, you are in luck.
I think I might definitely head south.
Yeah.
I got to get down there. I keep telling him I'm coming down here, and then something comes up. I'm definitely going to try to get there or something. So that third event, I'm sorry.
Just quickly to answer Davey B's question there, yes, Buchanan, Virginia is at the Jeter Farm. It was supposed to be this weekend, but I believe with the impending rain/hurricane, they're pushing it back to September the 12th.
Smart move.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, that's another thing. Make your plans this weekend to go ahead and go pulling here around this area. But I can tell you, if that hurricane takes the path, I mean, it's not going to be a hurricane when it gets here, but it's going to be a pretty good slug of moisture. But
yeah,
it's Wednesday. Who knows what the thing's going to do?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
that third event that was canceled was the September 3rd Wyoming County Fair.
Yep.
For East Coast. So September 3rd, September 12th, 11th, and 12th. Those 3 events were canceled. So we're down to October at Lincoln Speedway. Classes have yet to be determined. I'm sure the modifieds will be one of them there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking 2-wheel drives, and after that, I'm not sure what Terry and the promoter are going to come up with, and John Smith. So we'll see. I'm thinking maybe Super Pros will be there. I don't know 100% for sure, but I know the mods for sure will definitely be there. Hot Farms. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking they may just get a reprieve and hang out at Snyder County for the weekend. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to speculate on that. But this weekend, Full Pool Productions, Rick Fike and the crew have 2 shows again at the Somerset County Fair. Of course, that's at let's see, on Friday, August the 28th. Trying to see what it's 7 p.m. There we go. Looking for the start times. Friday night looks like it's going to be triaxle dump trucks, and as I love the way he words it, open to the world.
Yeah.
It's Full Pool Production rules and tech. It's a 9-points class. Cool Street semi trucks open to the world. It's Full Pool Production rules. Basically, all these classes, except one, we'll get into that, are Full Pool Production rules. The Hot Street semi trucks, the 22,000-pound Pennsylvania Posse semi trucks. That's a good class. And Definitely. Then there's a wrecker class also, and that's open. All these classes are open to the world, and the wrecker class is WW Freeline rules, and the purses are listed here, but you'll find out about that. You can go to fullpoolproductions.com to get more information on that. That's where I got this information from. Drag racing to follow pulling, and that's conducted by the fair for $10. All persons will pay $15 at the pit gate. Entry fee for pulling classes are free. So I guess that $15, if you're a puller, covers you get in. So, and there's no fee to pull.
Cool.
The sled is Mark Bingham's On the Mark from Greenville, Ohio. There will be semi truck scales there, and they will be used. It's pretty much clearly marked. You're gonna weigh your truck, and there'll be laser measuring. So, and that's Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. And then, the day before, I thought it was the day after, the 27th of August, we have 4-wheel drive trucks. And this is going to be at 7 p.m. Entry opens at 5 p.m. both days for pullers. The 6,300-pound small block high output gasoline 4x4 trucks. That's Listy rules. The 8,500-pound street licensed diesel 4x4 trucks. That's also Listy rules. The 7,600-pound rub what you brung trucks is USA East rules, and that's a subsidiary of Rick Fike and Full Pool Productions. 6,300-pound Super Street gas 4x4 trucks, also known as the big block high output trucks. That's also going to be USA East rules. The 8,000-pound 2.5526 smoothbore diesel trucks, that's going to be a Listy rules class. And the 6,700-pound street licensed gasoline 4x4 trucks, and that's USA East rules. And once again, that's the On the Mark sled of Mark Bingham that particular night. And USA East classes, fullpoolproductions.com to look over their rules. I don't know what, I guess maybe Listy, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know where Listy's rules are at, but I'm sure, if you're going to attend there, already what the rules are going to be. So,
yep.
But, and once again, everybody will pay the $15 at the gate. Free entry for all pulling classes. So, there you go. Rick Fike's got 2 big shows Thursday and Friday at the Somerset County Fairgrounds in Myersdale, Pennsylvania. So, and then I also have, this is a big one right here, the Shy Diesel Extravaganza. It's an hour and 15 minutes. We're trying to hurry, folks. We don't mean to bore you. But this year's the show has been moved to the Wagler Motorsports Park, and that's at 4425 West 300 South in Lyons, Indiana 47443 for you GPS users. Got it right this time. But first, I'll read the rules at the bottom. It says no glass bottles, social distancing of 6 feet, no coolers on grounds. No coolers in the stands, no glass bottles on grounds, social distance 6 foot, or wear a mask. So we're keeping COVID in mind, I guess. Now, I'm just going to say here, Friday, August 28th, they have a whole list of things to do here. They have at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., they have a dyno competition. My goodness gracious. I mean, it's amazing. They got drag strip, everything here. Drag race qualifying will begin 12 noon on Friday. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. will be the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League truck and tractor pull, and they're going to run pro stock tractors, and that's going to be sponsored by Scheid Diesel. Dan's Diesel Performance Super Farm tractors, the Exergy Performance Super Stock Diesel trucks, the Pro Stock Diesel trucks smoothbore class, sponsored by Valair Performance Diesel clutches, limited Pro Stock Diesel trucks, top 26. Friday afternoon, okay.
So yeah, I think they do some qualifying classes during the day,
yes,
and then
that is correct. 11 a.m. They got qualifying for limited pro diesel truck class. Okay, the top 26 will come back that evening, and that's sponsored by Hazley Machine and Repair. Pro Street Diesel trucks, previously the 2.6, and that's going to take the top 12 from Friday afternoon class. And let's see. That's sponsored by Scheid. Hot Rod Semi, sponsored by Mack Trailers. Okay, it's at 6 p.m. They're basically going to secure the drag strip, and it says 10 p.m. the gates will close. So I'm assuming, I don't know if they'll be done by then, but you're not getting in, I would say, by then. Saturday is basically dyno competitions from 9 to 6 p.m. Drag strip at qualifying the third round is at 9:45 a.m. Man, they just got a busy schedule. It's crazy. 10:45 and 12, there's drag race qualifying. And then at 11 a.m., you have another qualifying for limited pro diesel trucks and pro street diesel truck pull classes. Okay, they're going to have a kiddie pool at 12. That's important. We got to get that in there for the kids. 6 p.m. once again, the pulling starts, and that's going to be the pro stock tractors, super stock diesel trucks, pro stock diesel trucks, the smoothbore class, hot farm tractors, limited pro stock tractors, limited pro diesel trucks. That's the top 26 from Saturday afternoon. So they're expecting some big numbers. And pro street diesel trucks, the Saturday afternoon top 12. And then once again, the hot rod semi trucks sponsored by Mack Trailers. And at 10 p.m., once again, the gates close. So everybody's been, I won't say everybody, but the majority of you know all about Scheid Diesel Extravaganza. It is a huge event. I know Terre Haute, that town's probably, it's
missing the event this year.
Oh my goodness. I know it just brings a horde of people, a horde of fans, and a lot of pullers. I haven't been to it yet, but it's one day I'm gonna go. Put it on your bucket list.
I'm glad I don't have to work that event.
Oh no. That would be crazy. That would be a lot to film. That would be a pretty tired cookie at the end of the day, I can tell you that. But they do a wonderful job. I've heard a lot of good from Dan and his crew, and put it on your bucket list one day to go. Whether you like diesel trucks or not, you just got to go, because there's tractors, there's trucks, there's drag racing, everything. If you like to stand there and watch trucks go on the dyno and stuff, it's something for everyone, basically. So check it out. And that's Friday, August 28th, Saturday, August 29th. Plenty to do.
I do want to give Snyder County a little plug in here.
Yes.
I know Joey's been working hard September 12th coming up, they have a pool there at Ceilings Grove. But what I really want to get out there is their big championship weekend at the end of the year.
Yes.
I know that Joey went out to Alliance, Ohio this weekend and was talking to a lot of the big names in the pro stock class. I think Connie's have talked about coming in, Carlton Cope, Bootlegger. Joey's really doing his best to raise a lot of money and put a big purse up there to get some of those guys to come in. And I think it's working. So it's really going to be an event you want to go ahead and put on your calendar. Let me get those dates for you. October the 9th and 10th.
Yep.
Friday and Saturday night camping is available up there. Wonderful grounds, great track to pull on. And it sounds like they have potential to get a lot of really big names in that night.
Yeah, definitely. That was actually the next thing I was going to talk about. That's great. I'm glad you took it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the. I will be there when I'm jumping to October here for their end of year pool. I will definitely be there Friday unless something majorly unforeseen happens. Saturday, obviously, I will have to leave. I will have to be at Lincoln probably. So, well, there's no problems. I'll have to be at Lincoln. So I'm hoping I can keep the little guy there and cut him loose and let him do some filming there on Saturday. So, but we'll see. Yeah, Joey and the crew do a well of a job there, and looking forward to that. For sure. I'm looking forward to September 12th coming up, like you were saying, next weekend or 2 weeks.
Yep.
We'll be there. We're hoping Cindy will be healed enough to hop in the car or truck and take a ride north. So shoot a little photos, and I'm going to film. And Tanner gets to run his yap, what he likes to do. He likes to do best. He'll be announcing that event on September 12th. So, but we'll be there, and we're looking forward to that. So, I don't have a rundown of his. I'm sure they're running their normal classes on the 12th. So
here I got their website pulled up. I'll run down quick. Looks like they are. Yep, it's pretty much all the usual classes. The 10,000, 10.5 hot stock pro farm class, 13,000 farm stock, the 8,000 2526 smooth bore, the 3.0 limited pro trucks, the 6,300 pro street gas, the light pro super farm class, 10,000 open tractors only, so pro stocks and super stocks,
right.
And then an 8,000 open modified class.
Yeah.
So they are breaking apart the super pros and the modifieds to try and keep things more even keel.
Yeah, I seen and Sarah, she just had a big pool here this past weekend, and the modifieds were pretty dominant there too. But it's 6 one half dozen of the other. I like to see them run together. That's the way we used to do it way back in the day. And let's see.
And I will also point out, since you mentioned there, Sarah Smoke and Speed, this Saturday over at Shade Gap here in Pennsylvania, they are having dirt drags starting at 5 p.m. And then next weekend, they are back up at Burlington for the Smoke and Speed Summer Showdown. I do not have a list of classes. I was looking there on their Facebook page and their website. Didn't see a flyer for it. We'll definitely keep an eye out. Hopefully next weekend we'll have more information on those. I do know
it's easy to say for her classes everything.
Yeah, everything.
They run a lot of classes. So,
yeah. You will definitely, if there is something you like, they will have an event or they will have a class for it.
You bet.
Yep. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be pretty much the same rundown as always for her event there in September at the Burlington Motor Park.
And that's actually going to be the last hook of the year for Burlington Motor Park. So. And I know they have a big one at the end of the year at Shade Gap as well. I think that's their last pool of the year is at Shade Gap.
I believe so too. Yes.
We will bring more information as we get closer to that date for you. But yeah, their final pool will be at Shade. I know it was moved. They were going to go to they're going to be at Shade Gap, and then they're going back to where they were at this weekend. I think they're having another hook up there as well. So she's got a couple more 3 more hooks, I guess. 3 more events plus the drag racing deal. So, yeah. So we'll bring them to you. Probably next week we'll get some more information on that. We'll get it to you. And there's our buddy Kurt Collins.
Yeah, just saw that.
Poor guy. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about September 18th coming up here at the Mason-Dixon Fairgrounds in Delta, Pennsylvania. We're going to have a pool. We talked about some of this stuff last week. We're just going to run over it real quick. 7 p.m. It's September 18th. And the stock diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, work stock gas 4x4, hot street diesel 4x4, street stock gas 4x4, 13,000 farm stock, pro stock gas 4x4, super street diesel 4x4, which is the 3.0 class smoothbore, and work stock semi and super street semi. And breaking news, okay, with the loss of the Kempton event for the Snyder County's hot stock class, we are now going to have a points class for the hot stock tractors at the September 18th Delta event for Snyder County hot stock. So that's going to be great.
Worked out.
Yep, that's going to give our local people a nice fresh view of some vehicles they've never seen. And if we have a crowd like we had last month, those guys are going to have a big crowd to pull in front of. So it's going to be nice, and we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Yep. We got a good track here now, and we've got a pretty good handle on it. And you can't say you can't hook on it, because it will hook you, and it'll hook you hard sometimes. So that's September 18th, 7 p.m. And Interstate, by all means, Interstate Pro Farm guys. Okay, we don't, it's 619 because the Snyder County class, the 619 cubic inch rule. But get them 540 tractors over here, guys. Come on. Anytime at Delta, even if we're not running Snyder County, our class there is it's 10,500 pound Pro Farm, if you will. It's basically runs the East Coast hot farm weight, but we do allow 540 cubic inches. So anytime you see a Delta hook with the hot farm or Pro Farm designation, whatever we call it, that particular event, it is a 540. It's up to 540 cube. So that it's always open to Interstate guys. We'd love to have you guys come over, come to a different venue and have a good time, and hopefully they'll come for this one on September 18th. Well, maybe we'll get some Ivan His Song over there, and work on Adam House. Anybody, have them come on, man. Come on, hook someplace new. You might like definitely. It. You might like it. You might like it. So, and of course, October 10th, I'll hit this real quick, will be the final East Coast hook at 6 p.m. at Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. Classes to be determined. And also, real quick, and then I'll be done, will be the 2-day Thunder once again on September 18th and 19th at Listy, Pennsylvania, at Listy Grove. Of course, we'll continue to talk about that. We got a couple more shows to do before this actually. Well, a couple more shows. We'll give class rundowns later on that, but that's another one to put on your calendar if you're in the Western PA area by Smoking Speed. And the Friday shows at 7 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Saturday. And that's September 18th and 19th. So I think that's all I have.
Say, I'm out of things to talk about.
Oh, come on. I don't believe that.
I mean, I have things to talk about, but we'll leave.
Uh-oh.
We'll leave
not publicly, right?
Not public information.
Uh-oh. You shouldn't talk about Darren Olden like that. I'm going to talk about Darren Olden because I know he's probably frustrated with me because he did call me a couple days ago, and I haven't got back to him. I did send him a message today, and I'll try to call him tomorrow. I'll do my best. So.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you call him back, he doesn't answer.
Exactly. I was going to say, Darren Olden is famous for not answering his phone. So
he's usually busy. I call him in the middle of the day, which is probably the wrong time to call him because I know he's busy. So, but man, that took an hour and a half, and there was more stuff I could have talked about.
Definitely. There was a lot of pulling last weekend.
Yes, there was, and there's more coming this weekend. If we missed you, we apologize. We try to just dig as quickly as we can, try to find something going on, and but please, by all means, if we're not getting your pools announced, let us know. Send us a message, and we'll get it on there for you. And we'll be back next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, barring any problems. And once again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, guys. Somebody made a comment earlier on. There was 16 people on and only 6 likes.
Mm-hmm.
So take the time. I know some of you can't come on here while we're live, and you come and you watch later, but just take an extra second or two to reach over there and hit that thumbs up for us. It goes a long way. YouTube likes that. It makes us look better and keeps us going. So we appreciate everybody watching. I think it's been great. Kendra comes on here and really makes life easy. She takes care of the interstate side of things, and that was the whole idea. And anything really, Dragon Motorsports, because there's just, it's impossible one person to cover it all. So we appreciate that, Kendra. And this winter's going to be fun. We're going to have a ball. We're going to get pullers on here. It's going to happen for sure once we're out of stuff to talk about as far as, running down events, recaps, and stuff like that. We're going to have to start picking on pullers to get on here. So,
well, and if you start bringing enough pullers on here, they're probably going to pick on me too. So it'll be okay. All the more entertainment, all for the good of the cause.
That's fine. But just like I said, keep your prayers open and going for the people along the Gulf Coast. They're going to have a rough 24, 48 hours, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of utter devastation down there, and our hearts will be with them, and hopefully they can get their lives back together quickly. But Mother Nature's angry, and she's getting ready to dump a load, man, big time. So
yeah,
we'll keep them in our thoughts and prayers here. And Kendra, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm about out of info here.
This is pretty much our longest show yet. So.
Probably.
I was thinking today, I had some running to do earlier, and I'm thinking, what are we going to talk about tonight? We'll come up with something. Yeah, we definitely come up with stuff. That's for sure.
Yep, never had an issue yet. So
yeah, that's for sure. Okay, we won't tie anybody down any longer. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Now we'll see you next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, and we'll have. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get out some. I don't even know what's going on. We just discussed a bunch of stuff, upcoming pools, but I know in 2 weeks.
The only pool I knew of this weekend got moved back, so I don't know where I'll be heading.
Yeah,
I doubt I make it out the shot. I told the guys I'd love to go out and crash their party, but
I would too, but I can't. It's too last minute right now to do that for me. But and next weekend I'm really tired. I won't be able to go nowhere. So.
I've been seeing all kinds of Snapchats of John Manns and Andrew Grove. They're at all the distilleries, and
oh boy,
I'm like, yep, and I'm at work today. Thanks, guys.
Boy. Yeah,
appreciate it.
At least they're still able to take a picture and talk. I guess.
Exactly. It was early in the day,
Oh, okay. It's been pretty quiet since. I wonder why.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. And Kendra, I'll be with you in just a minute. And
okay.
We'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Yep.